Well, it's Thursday morning. I know y'all probably shocked that I'm here this early in the morning. I was on last night, but as my body likes to remind me who's in charge, and it's my body that's always in charge, so. Plus, I needed to eat, so since I didn't get a chance to eat before I got on last night, then naturally my back would let me know that, yeah, they weren't happy with me. So, at least my back's feeling better, but y'all know how it goes. And I know many of y'all are probably wondering where the General Collective reading is. Beautiful people. It seems like, depending on how long the video is, it might take longer for it to upload. And I can only assume that's what's going on right now. So, I figured, since I have to wait and for the reading to get uploaded, and I hate that for y'all, because I know y'all enjoy getting my readings live, and I'm sure it's going to be a big adjustment, a big change to me, going through and having them recorded, which, as I said, I apologize. Good morning, baby. How you doing, honey? I was hoping my General Collective would have posted by now, but it didn't. So, I'm going to go ahead and do just a General Collective this morning for y'all while I'm here. Until the other video post. So, it's the hassle of YouTube and living out in the sticks. How you doing, baby? Hi, Tim. Welcome back, beautiful people. Yes, I did eat. But y'all probably wouldn't be happy what I ate, but I did eat. It was just some chips and cheese. So, okay, Spirit. You know, it's crazy being on at this time in the morning. Because usually I would stream through this time to where I've done it all the way till, I think I streamed until like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the afternoon my time. Once or twice. I ate good. Why? Because it's fattening food. I love my chips. I eat terrible, y'all. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. It's like I do eat my vegetables, but I love my junk food too. So, you can tell this is a girl who ain't worried about, you know, getting fat or anything like that. So, hi, something great. How you doing, honey? You slept for 4 hours? Yeah, I lay down for a few minutes too, honey. Since my back was screaming at me, I had to take something, so. But I woke up, which I knew I would after a few hours. So y'all having a good morning? Hello, Louis Draven. Yes, I love the LGBTQ community too. Even though I'm heterosexual, but I love everybody, so. Alright, beautiful people. I'm gonna wait a few minutes and then I'll do the General Collective for y'all. So I'll just sit here and chat with y'all for a minute. Because I'm hoping tomorrow I'll be on late too. It's usually Thursday night. I might get on a little bit later. Stay on a little bit later. Or Friday morning. You're popping a Red Bull now? Which Red Bull you got? What flavor? Blueberry? I have the strawberry, apricot, and peach. I'm sorry, did I say Lewis? Hello. Drinking and smoking after work tonight. What are you drinking? Alcohol? The blueberry? I almost grabbed me a blueberry, but I think because I only got one case left, and I got more of my strawberry apricot, so I grabbed that one. Simply Lemonade. What's that? What is that, one of those like wine coolers that has alcohol in it? Oh, you like that strawberry apricot, Tim? I told you it's good. In a way. Okay. Well, I don't know where you're at, honey. So, it's 6 in the morning for me here in Georgia in the U.S. So, it's too early for me to be drinking. Not that I do, but Nevada. So, it's only 3 in the morning for you. Cool beans. I'm so, because I'm actually a California girl originally. And even though I've been living in Georgia for over 30 years, I'm still stuck on West Coast time. I don't know what it is. It's like I just, I guess that's probably why I'm more of a night owl. According to the time zone here. You're in Australia, something great. That's cool, baby. I got a lot of people here from Australia. But y'all's time always screws me up. Because, let's see. I guess it depends on where y'all are at in Australia. It's like I thought y'all were 14 hours ahead of me. Or am I getting myself confused? I probably am. Since it's 6 a.m. for me right now. But I know it's evening time for y'all. So, what's ONG for? I don't even know what that means. Good morning, Tina. I'm gravy, beautiful. Thank you for asking. How you doing, honey? Okay, so there's 3 time zones. Okay, then it depends on what part of Australia you're at, just like it is here in the U.S. So it makes sense. Some people it's 12 hours and then others it's 14. Okay. That's good to hear, beautiful. So, I mean, I could barely keep up my own time zone. Because it might say it's like 7 o'clock in the evening for me, but my body still thinks it's 4 o'clock. It's only 4, not 7. Like I said, I'm still stuck on California time zone because I noticed when I go home to visit, even though it's been over a decade since I was home last, but when I go home, it seems like it's easier for me to fall back into their time zone than it is to be on this one, so. But anyhow, good morning, beautiful people. So, again, I apologize that the General Collective hasn't posted yet. I can't control YouTube, y'all, and I don't know why. I remember doing that back when I was recording more videos, sharing some of my stories. It seemed like it would take like 3 or 4 days. I had a couple of videos that took forever. California Dream on a winter's day. What is that, a song, Tim? What does that mean, baby? I always dream of California. I miss home. I love California. I miss it. I miss the people. Miss my family, but I miss the food. It's not that people here can't cook. It's just I get more variety in California. I know Alejandro knows what I'm talking about. The mama and the papas. That's right. Steak and pasta. Not just steak and pasta though. I miss the Mexican food. I miss the taco trucks. That's what I miss. And even some of the Asian food. It's like I can cut. I mean, I know of one Japanese sushi place in like this whole area, and like from Atlanta to like northeast of Atlanta. I only know of one place where it's any good. Everything else is like, ugh, can't eat. In fact, my stepchild had mentioned a sushi place. She told me, you know, it was good. She told me to try it. And I tried it. It's like, and I had to go through, you know, being me, you know, act like, okay, it's all right, but it wasn't. It wasn't good. And it wasn't that, the food was fresh, yeah, but it didn't have the flavors that I'm used to when I can get sushi at home with my family. And so that's when I had explained to them about the sushi rice. Sushi rice is supposed to be made with vinegar and oil in it. But if you notice, if you ever eat sushi at a restaurant and you don't dip it in soy sauce and wasabi, it tastes very bland. It's not supposed to be bland like that. It's supposed to have that that vinegar and oil flavor in it. Honey, I wish I could make sushi. I don't know how to make sushi. I didn't get to stay with my grandparents long enough to watch them make it, but I do miss it. What do I like eating in Georgia? I mean, I'm a steak person, baby. I love steak. I'm a red meat person. But I can't eat the fried foods. Like, I'm not, and I think my daddy ruined it. Bless his heart. I can't eat like the fried chicken, fried pork chops. I'm not into like the fried breaded food. Now, I will eat, I do like fried tilapia. I will eat that. That's probably about the only thing I will out of like the breaded stuff. But I like, I'll eat a cube steak. I don't want it fried, is all. Is it safe to assume I like gravy with steak? Actually, something great. I mean, not your white or brown gravy, but I like some type of gravy. There's this one restaurant in Atlanta. It's fine dining though, and they have it in some type of like gravy sauce, and it's really good. But I couldn't like tell you like what kind of gravy it is. So instead of like, you know, them serving your steak on a flat plate, they have to serve it in a bowl because it sits on a potato cake, and then it has onions and mushrooms on top, and it's a fillet. It's a pepper steak. They call it pepper fillet or something like that. It's really good. The thing about me is, though, it's like I need extra gravy. So I always tell them, can you bring me, like, extra sauce for it? So I need my meat swimming in it. Oh, it is so good. That place is expensive though, baby. Everything there is a la carte. So it's like, you go to like your chain restaurants or anything else, you think, you order a steak, it's going to come with two sides, right? That's not the way this place is. You order your steak and then you order your sides to go with the steak. It's all individually priced, but that's fine dining for you. So I used to go there a few times a year. I haven't been in some years, but one of these days I'm gonna make it up there because I've been craving that steak. It's been a long time since I've had it. And then make really good crab cakes too. So I'd get an appetizer. Yeah, you do. But at least you get to pick what you want. So, but you want to hear what I go in there and order? I get like a 5-course meal. Um, I start off with a crab cake, and then I'll get their lobster bisque soup, and then I also get a salad, which is their spinach salad, and it's sauteed in it has sauteed mushrooms that they cook tableside, and then the entree is like the steak and the two sides. So I'll get like either their cream spinach, um, their corn mash, and their garlic potatoes. And then dessert is like they have a cheesecake. It's an apricot glaze or something like that. Or if they have the strawberry cake, I get that. But that's only to go, so I can go in there and eat. So here it's like, I mean, I'll eat like Hispanic food. I'll eat Mexican food, but it's not real Mexican food, if that makes any sense. But it's probably the only good thing that I enjoy down here. I like, I've had some Middle Eastern food, like I'll get like a salmon, um, yeah, salmon with rice and hummus. I've gotten that a few times before from one of the restaurants over where I used to live. Um, there was another restaurant that I used to enjoy eating at, but they closed it down. And it had like a really good cheeseburger, but it had like avocado, and I think it was on like a, what kind of bread was that? It wasn't rye bread. I can't even think of it. It's been years ago. But they put like Thousand Island dressing or something on it. But they closed that place down. Yeah, I've had Jamaican food too. In fact, one of the guys I shoot pool with, I haven't seen him in years. But when he would come up to the pool hall, and I would be up there shooting pool with a couple of friends. And he, come up there and play, and he would drink, and he'd buy us shots and everything too. He was Jamaican, and he said he knew of a good Jamaican restaurant. So he asked me, he was like, well, what would you want from there? It's like, well, baby, I've never had Jamaican food. I don't know. Just give me something that has red meat in it. Whatever that is, that's what I want, okay? Let me try it. If it's not expensive. He was like, okay. So he ran up to the place, brought back, and it was like a Jamaican empanada. And it did have like the jerk steak in it, and it was really good. So I got spoiled a few times. He would bring me one every once in a while. And then come the shots. He spent so much time up there drinking, and he was married, but, he liked being up at the pool hall with us, and so I'd have a few shots with him. He'd buy even one of the cocktail waitresses shots, and she would drink on the job, and I didn't say nothing. It's like, well, but yeah, that's what I would get from that. I like Thai food. I've only had it a couple times though. And I think that's the other thing. It's like it's hard to find Thai restaurants around here too that are any good. Chinese food. I love Chinese food too. But I love Mexican food. It's probably one of my top favorites. I'm not I'm not a big seafood person. I can eat it. Like I ate the crab cake at the restaurant and I had the soup. But I probably the only two things that I really like, as far as really seafood would be like scallops and shrimp. Vietnamese food is good too. I've never had Vietnamese food, I don't think. I don't even know where a Vietnamese restaurant is around here. I don't think I've ever seen one. Yes, gotta have scallops. No, I don't know what you're talking about, Tim. Never had it, baby. That'd probably be something I'd have to go to California and get. I'd probably find it rapidly out there, but see, and I'm not a big bread and pasta person either, so even with Asian food, even though, you know, a lot of things may have like noodles in it, and yeah, there is the rice. I'm not a big rice person. It's a soup. Well, one of these days I'll have to find a place and try it. See, and it's funny thinking of soup. My grandparents, what a Japanese dish, it's called Buddha tofu. And it has beef in it, and it has like green onions cooked with the meat. And it also obviously has tofu with it too. And my grandparents used to make it for me, and it was just like a regular dish, right? At least that's what I thought. And then one of the last times that I went home to visit my family, you know, I get spoiled there. You know, they're like, if there is one thing you could have, what would it be? It's like, man, I want some Buddha tofu. You know, I haven't had it in a long time. You know, my grandparents, you know, are gone. And so one of my aunts said, okay, we'll make it for you. Thank you. And my auntie, she makes it. And she gives it to me. And I'm looking, it's like, huh? What's this? She's like, what do you mean, what is this? That's Buddha tofu. That's what you want. It's like, no. That's not what grandma used to make. She's like, what are you talking about? I said, and I had to explain to her what grandma would give to us. She's like, no, it's a soup. Okay, well, it's like, that's not what grandma used to give us, and that's what she called it. So it was still good, but it was more of a soup. That's what I learned. No, it definitely wasn't how I remembered it. It was still good, but it wasn't the same, you know, because with the meat, you know, without it being in some type of fluid, you know, all that seasoning, all that flavor went into the meat with the onions. And I just, you know, I just kind of like scratched my head. It's like, yeah, I guess I'm more white. Because I had no idea what my auntie gave me. It's like, Grandma, what is this? Now you want to go to the Asian market? You have an Asian market over there? I did find one. It's actually at one of the old malls I used to go to. There's like several different shops in there, and they seem to be more targeted towards the Asian community. So, but I haven't been in there in years. But yeah, I just laughed. I know my family got a kick out of me too. But I tell you what though, they can't mess up football sushi. That's what we call it anyways. It's traditional old-fashioned sushi, and it doesn't have any seaweed in it. It doesn't even have any meat in it. All it is, it's sweet tofu, and it's brown. So it almost looks like the tofu was kind of like flattened out, and maybe little fried on the outside a little bit, and it has like, it tastes something like, I guess maybe a sweet soy sauce in the tofu, and then you just put rice in it, and that's all it is. So, and it does, half of it looks like a football. It looks half of a football, so we call it football sushi. And boy, it is so good, but it tastes even better when it's fresh, when it's still hot. So I love going home and getting that. You understand what I'm talking about? Yeah. So, memories, memories. Alright, beautiful people. I'm going to do this general collective with y'all real quick. So, as some of y'all, if you've watched some of my videos lately, this is what I do. I pull a card for your personal growth and spiritual growth. And then I pull a card for what's going on in your love and relationships. And then another card is for y'all's money, career type. Okay? And then I got an oracle card for y'all at the end. And then I'll pull some tarot just to give you some general advice and the possible future outcome. Okay? So, hopefully that video will post later. So, y'all could just call this a bonus. So, let me get into this first. Alright, Spirit, show me. I just want to get the overall energy first for my oracle decks. Let's see. And then if anybody wants a paid reading, I'll do a paid personal reading. Y'all just let me know. There's a pinned comment in the chat, and then there's this board back here too that has my prices on it, if y'all are interested. Okay. Show me, Spirit. What's the overall energy? Well, oh, here we got romance. Y'all not serious, but y'all are out there dating. Y'all playing games with somebody. Hey, don't shoot the messenger, y'all. So, it looks like this is going to turn into a love reading, it seems. I'm just going to pull the cards out real quick first, and then I'll show y'all. Alright, Spirit. Show me personal growth, spiritual growth. Okay, let's see. Oh, man, it feels hot in this room. Alright, Spirit, show me. Strength. Y'all working on forgiveness, forgiving people. It's like Spirit's testing your strength. Your willpower is what they just said to me. Alright. And working on forgiving people. But even for some of y'all, this feels like forgiving yourself too. Alright, Spirit, show me. Love and relationships. Whether this is romantic love, friendship, family. Y'all apply it to y'all's relationships, however way it comes out. Alright. Show me, Spirit. Uh-oh. What are y'all afraid of? Someone got you running around in your fears. Like someone's triggered fears. Feel like y'all are running. Kind of almost feels like that's why y'all are not serious. Like something's got you running scared. Running away from love. Oh. Someone's awakened some fears in you. Since this feels more romantic. But this could even be triggered by friends or family. The fear of being alone. Being rejected. Being abandoned. Or even in romantic love, we'll just say like someone's not, you're afraid someone's not going to make a commitment to you. Alright, Spirit, show me career and love. Or career and love. Career and money. That's interesting. I said career and love. Tells me maybe someone has a love romance going at work. Oh, Spirit wants y'all to be more independent. I almost get like an entrepreneurship type energy with the independent card. Alright, let me, where am I put this? Don't fall. Nope, that'd be my luck. I set it up there and it'd fall over. Of course it would. Put it here. Put this here real quick. Let's get it out of the way. Of course. Alright, beautiful people. So, like the overall energy Spirit showing me is fun and games, which is just telling me y'all aren't being serious. And the underlying energy is date night, which is romance. So, and going out. So, it's like y'all aren't being serious with people right now. And maybe it's because someone's triggered fears in you. Like you're afraid to pursue someone. Or maybe you're just not ready to seriously commit to anyone right now. So you're just out there dating multiple people. But the date night card's right here. So this is showing me it's like some of y'all aren't being serious. It's like I get a serial dater here, in fact. So I'm picking up on someone who's a serial dater. And I just got the number 4. So this seems like someone hasn't been like in a serious relationship in like 4 years. It could be 4 months, but Spirit's telling me no, it's more like 4 years. So you're afraid to get close to someone again. I feel like there was a great hurt in the past. So, which could be where this forgiveness is coming from. Even though it feels like Spirit's trying to challenge you, build up your strength. As it says, it's testing your strength and your character. They're urging you to also be honest with people with this strength card. You know, have the strength to be, okay, if you're not going to be serious about someone, have the honesty with yourself, but with that person, say, listen, I understand you might be looking for something serious, but I'm not ready. And it's okay to say that. Could they, walk away? It's like, well, I'm not interested anymore. Yeah, they can, but that shouldn't be a reason why you don't speak up for yourself to say, I'm not looking for anything serious yet. There's going to be that possibility. I mean, there's always a consequence to all the decisions we make. But, don't you rather be honest with someone so you're not playing games with them, stringing someone along, than to sit there and, pretend like you're serious and you're ready for a committed relationship when you're not? So this is the underlying energy is this forgiveness card. So there's going to have to be a lot of forgiveness. Maybe you might need this person to forgive you because maybe at first you thought you were ready and then you suddenly realized, no, I'm not ready yet. So, or maybe you've known all along that, no, I'm not looking for anything serious just yet. I'm just out here dating casually. That's okay too. Just be honest. Don't pretend, don't lie to people. Because those types of things can come back and bite you. So, But this feels also for a lot of y'all, this forgiveness card really feels more like there's some deep wounds that you haven't been able to let go of yet either. And Spirit's showing me like this has been going on for like the past 2 years. Something that you haven't been able to let go of yet. And so you're still carrying around a lot of hurt. And Spirit's saying it's time to let it go. It's time to have that forgiveness. Forgive yourself, but also forgive this other person or group of people who've hurt you that way. You know, carrying around that pain, beautiful people, it's not going to benefit you. You know, it's just going to leave you um, hating yourself or even having resentment towards the people who hurt you. And then you're going to end up fighting later down the road. If you do come across new relationships, whether that's friendships or that's people you connect with at work or romantically, it's going to spill over in those relationships. And that's the last thing you want. So be willing to have some forgiveness for people. But most importantly, it's about forgiving yourself. So when it comes to love and relationships, Spirit showing me like something's triggered, fears in you. Awaken fears. Your worst fears are being awakened, such as rejection, abandonment, loss, or commitment issues, and bringing out all the skeletons hiding in your closet. So, anyone's triggered your fears? You know, are you afraid? That's why you're over here wanting to play games, because you've had people in the past that have hurt you, who, you know, you thought were serious about you, and then suddenly, you know, they walk away, or you find out maybe they were not loyal to you, or they kept things from you, hid things from you. Um, it's like you go all in with someone, and then you find out they're not all in with you, and then they leave you abandoned, out in the cold. And though, you know, this seems to imply more romantic relationships, but this can also be from friends and family. You know, this can even result from childhood traumas. So, and because you're afraid of getting close to people for fear of whatever it is you're fearing, it's creating a sense of a toxicity. And it's like you're really opening yourself up to being involved in more toxic relationships that are, you know, really unhealthy. And what Spirit just said to me, because you are afraid of rejection, afraid of loss, afraid of being abandoned, it seems safer for you to be addicted to toxicity, to toxic relationships. And if you stop and think about it, it kind of makes sense, right? Because, you know, we know what's coming. Okay, well, you know, I know, you know, you're out here doing this or doing that. So, yeah, I'm going to settle because at least you're more predictable. You know, you've already shown me who you are. So you get addicted and it feels more safe to you in a toxic, negative way, instead of taking a chance with someone who generally wants, you know, to have a strong relationship with you, whether that's romantically or even a friend. You know, it's hard to get close to someone when we have all these, you know, stabs in our heart from past people. So it's easy to predict when we see a toxic energy, a toxic person. Oh, well, I know, you know, you're full of yourself. You're, you know, wrapped up in your ego. Some would even call them a narcissist. Maybe they're that type of energy. Or maybe there's someone that just seems to be more self-absorbed. They don't seem like they care as much about others as they care about themselves. Yeah, that could be kind of a narcissist too, I guess, but in a different way. Or this could be someone that is just out there playing games. Like I said, when we talk about romantic relationships, they're not looking for anything serious. Maybe they're only looking to roll around in the hay with you one night and, you know, then let you go. And, you know, so you don't get attached to them just as much as they won't get attached to you. That's more predictable. And you understand those type of people and their behaviors. You can see it coming, which means that gives you an excuse to not get close to someone instead of finding someone who is healthy, has, you know, um, high self-esteem, you know, who's confident, who knows what they want, who is looking for a loyal, secure relationship. That doesn't seem as predictable to you as it does with toxic people. So Spirit's saying you got to break this. If you want your relationships to grow, if you want healthier relationships, you got to get out of this fear and allow people to stop triggering these fears. How do you do that? By working through it and finding peace. Okay? And then the last one is for y'all's career and money. Spirit showing me some of y'all need to consider, if you haven't done it yet, consider starting your own side business, side hustle. They're showing me independent. And this is all about looking for something that you can start your own business with. You know, maybe you're not up for the 9 to 5 rat race that a lot of us are doing right now. So Spirit's saying there, you have a gift, you have a talent. There's something here you can do that would actually benefit you more in the long run, to making more money, to building out your dreams for not just short-term but long-term success. So they're encouraging you to go for this. Not only are they encouraging you, they're showing me right here, there is something better. So they're showing me like this, you're meant to be your own boss, because there's something better if you're willing to risk it, if you're willing to see the long-term gain from this. And it doesn't mean it's always going to be easy. It surely doesn't mean it's going to be easy starting out, but they're showing that there's something better out for you. Or maybe this, even for someone out here, this speaks to me, management. So maybe you don't want to start your own business, but you kind of want to not have to constantly report to someone else either. You want to have more say. So maybe this means you climbing up the ladder and, you know, being in higher levels of management. So that's an option too. So that's what Spirit's encouraging you to do. If you want to make more money for long-term gain, for financial freedom, they're saying this is the way to go. Hi, Audra. So let me get some advice real quick, y'all. Gosh, it's hot in here. It's like someone turned on the heat. It feels hot in this room now. Hold on. Alright, Spirit. What's the advice? Advice, Spirit. Please and thank you. Okay. Advice. Yeah, things seem to be challenging right now for you with the 9 of Wands here. You may have to readjust some of your decisions or your perspective, the way you're looking at things. Because Spirit's saying don't give up. What else, Spirit? Show me. 99 might be a big number to someone. Because I got 9 of Pentacles here. And this speaks to me like about your money and career, but it even speaks to me about relationships. You're more worried about being single and independent instead of being tied to something. So independence being both romantic relationships, but even your job, your career, where you see yourself. So Spirit's saying if this is what you want with this 9 of Wands, it's okay to want this. It just might be a rough road at times. It may not feel as easy or come as smoothly as it would be if you do something that's more, as I said, predictable, okay? So, but there's nothing wrong with that. You know, I feel like you will be rewarded in the long run if you, you know, wait until you're ready to go out there, you know, if you're looking to start that business again, be in higher level management, or, you know, like I said, maybe you're just not ready yet for a serious relationship. That's okay. Just be strong and independent, but also make sure you make people know that that's exactly what you want. You're not wanting serious right now. Because for some of y'all, this does pertain to y'all's romantic relationships, connections, love. All right, Spirit. One more card, please. Yeah, Spirit wants you to be strong and independent, which I feel like many of y'all are. It's interesting. I get King of Wands. And don't pay attention to the gender, beautiful people. But King of Wands is someone who's like an entrepreneur, okay? It's someone who's a leader. and someone who's not afraid to take charge, take forward action. So this really speaks to me more of your career aspect, being true to who you are. You know, are you that person that just doesn't like to report to other people? If that's the case, Spirit's saying this time to not just dream of it and think it, now start making the plans to start that side hustle or that side business. You know, maybe you can't quit your 9 to 5 job right now. That's okay, but start somewhere. And Spirit saying you have it. You have those leadership skills, qualities to where you can do it. If you know, plan it out, plan out your blueprints, the framework, it will come into fruition down the road. So they want you to go for it. Again, even that, you know, that leader, that strong, independent mind to me, even speaks to me when it comes to y'all's relationships. Many of y'all, I'm not picking up you're ready for love yet. Overall, that's what I'm picking up. Alright, Spirit, show me best possible outcome. There's the Emperor. Yeah, Spirit showing me, just like the King of Wands, Emperor. This Spirit's like confirming this. Here you are, standing on your throne. You're wanting to delegate, you know, being that leader, that strong role model, that type of energy that people are attracted to. They look to you for answers. They seek your knowledge, your wisdom, your experience. And even as a strong leader, that's very attractive, because to be a leader like that, it also speaks confidence. It shows you do have, or should have, higher self-esteem about yourself and be committed to, you know, showing people the way. But Spirit showing me you're getting still caught up in your head. You're doing something that's self-sabotaging. So I see some of y'all binding yourself right here with this Eight of Swords. Still overthinking things. You know you want to be here, but many of y'all are acting here. So I feel like some of y'all are going to end up like this, but then some of y'all are still going to end up chained to your thoughts, to your self-sabotaging, limiting beliefs about yourself, and saying, no, it's not the right time yet. No, I'm still afraid. I'm afraid I'm going to get hurt. I'm afraid of failure. Spirit saying, allow those doubts to go. You know, the only reason why you keep thinking them is because you're not ready just yet, and that's okay. But when you're ready, cut those thoughts out, you know, and allow yourself to be this Emperor, to lead your own way, lead your own path, go down that direction. So I see many of y'all going with this, but there are going to be some of y'all who are going to be stuck here. So don't allow yourself to get stuck here, okay? One more, Spirit. One more card, Spirit. Show me. Y'all coming in, charging ahead with this Knight of Swords. So, Spirit showing me some of y'all are going to be more in this Knight of Swords energy with this, okay? So, yeah, you think you're ready as you sit here holding up your sword like, okay, I have this clarity, I have this knowledge, I have this experience. What do I do with it now? But you're still going to be back here. So it's like trying to graduate from this Knight of Swords energy with this to being this Emperor. So Spirit's saying they see where you are, and that hesitation, those lingering doubts, those, you know, beliefs that you think is true about you. Spirit's saying it's not. It's only as true as you allow them to be in your head. So it's time to break free. You know, don't give up on yourself. This is a time to break free. There is still more out there for you to see and explore and learn. And that's okay. We're all in this life to learn, but not to get stuck. But many of y'all are going to get stuck over here. So this is where I see the outcome. As I said, for some of y'all are going to charge ahead in this Emperor energy. Others, it's going to be this. So those are two possible outcomes I see. Alright. Let me get... I did pull from my Mermaid Oracle. And the card I have for y'all is a beginning. And it says, this may not seem like much of a beginning, not to the landfolk, at least. Where is the proclamation, the great striding out into the world, the exhibition of achievement? This mermaid knows that she must first invoke the natural powers all about her, of the earth, water, fire, air, and spirit, and entangle her dreams with all five elements, until what is now her wish becomes her destiny. Often, gentle beginnings are best paid attention to. The secret wishes you dream out to the universe, the wanderings that could lead you to new paths filled with authentic satisfaction, the aha moments when you see what you would rather be doing with your utterly precious and irreplaceable time and energy. She knows that after she whispers her wishes and dreams to the starfish, a symbol of the elements that brings all that exists to life within this world and beyond, that she will realign her life. She will attune her energy to where she sees herself going and who she sees herself becoming. And when her energy is shifted, all she will do with her beautiful self will be aligned with the strands of her dreaming. Many call it manifesting, others call it magic, but it all starts within the moment of sweet truth and utter clarity. So what is it you wish for? Dear child of the sea, what does your heart of hearts yearn for? Take a moment each day and dream it into being. Rework your life, strand by precious strand, into the one you would rather be living. Do not allow dominant outside influences to direct you. Weave your own life from your powerful moments of wishing and truth-telling. The mermaids will help you now. All you need to do is begin. So, and this seems to be so true when we talk about, having this strength card here, and even this independent card, knowing that there's something out there better for us. We just got to dream it into reality and stop running away, for fear of failure, fear of loss, fear of misdirection, fear of losing it all. In life, everything's a risk, but we can't ever find out what exactly will come of this until we first start, until we first begin. So Spirit's encouraging you to start. Start and dream big. Don't just dream little, dream big. And then the angel card I pulled for y'all is Uriel. And it says, it's going to be okay. And it says, no matter what's happening, it's going to be okay. Everything is working out for you. The angels of light are shining upon you, your situation, anyone involved. If you are feeling overwhelmed or anxious, know this is a reminder of how much you care about things turning out well. And they will turn out well. And the positive affirmation here is, thank you, Uriel, for helping me trust in the process. Thank you, Uriel, for helping me trust in the process. And that's what I have for y'all, beautiful people, for the general collective reading. Take what messages resonate, beautiful people. Apply them. If it applies to you, great. If it doesn't, let it go. Leave it behind for someone else. Uh-oh. What's going on, baby? Well, Alejandro, I think that's smart, baby. What you do, baby, that's hard. And I'm sorry that your patient passed away. You're welcome, honey. You know, baby, it's like I always tell you, I give you, you know, the nurses, the people who work in the medical field, I give y'all all the props in the world that I could ever give anyone besides like the teachers and, you know, military, police, you know, those types of jobs, because it's very draining, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally too. So I think it's wise to give yourself that time right now to process that loss. You know, some people may think, well, it's just a, you know, patient, it's someone you cared for. Yeah, but you still establish a connection with that person too. So it's more than that. And that I can understand. So, I'm really sorry, baby, that your patient passed away. Hi, Matthew. No, it'll get better, baby. I'm sending you healing, love, and light. And you know, Alejandro, you ever need someone to talk to, you know I'm here for you, baby. You got my number. You know how to reach me. So, don't be afraid to reach out. What is Pets Home Health, Alejandro? So y'all doing gravy this morning? Oh, pediatrics. Okay, duh. My brain must still be sleeping on me. That makes sense. Okay. Okay, I got you. So you have a job interview today, Audra? Is it the one you were talking about? You had mentioned before? It's hot in here. I'm gonna have to go check that air. Feels like it's more than 70 degrees in this house. So what is the job interview with, Audra? Are you going to be doing pediatrics? Or I know you had mentioned something about surgery before. You got a job, but it's only as needed. Okay. So you're interviewing for a night job at a rehab? Well, I know you said you wanted to work nights anyway, so that'd be a good way to do that. What is it, like one of those, oh, what do they call them? Like where people have gone in and had surgery and like they're learning to like how to walk again and such, as an example. What do they call that? Acute rehab? Is that what it's called? Oh, well, cool beans. Good morning, Tandy. Well, well, that's a positive, beautiful. You don't have to work weekends because I know that's when you do your Archer rehab and nursing home. Well, that's good, beautiful. I'm sure you'll get this job too. Tandy Wall, if you're looking for a personal reading, I only do paid readings. So there's a pinned comment in the chat, and I also have this board back here that has my prices on it. So if you're interested. Hold on, y'all. I'm putting these decks back up real quick. Alright. Alright. Holy cow, Audra, that's a lot of people. Wow. Should have known it'd go that route too. That's a lot of patience. Hey, I would have said the same thing too, though. You only got 6 patients at the most doing that. I mean, trying to look after 6, 10 people, especially surgery, rehab, that would be rough. But at the rehab place, Audra, is it the 25, 30 patients per nurse? Is that like for the surgical rehab type? Or is that was that like the nursing home? Oh dear. I don't know what the ALS or the PALS anymore. PALS is some kind of certification you must need, though, apparently, in order to do and work at the hospital. But I can see, like, only, like, taking care of, like, 6 patients who had surgery. I mean, depending on what their needs are, that can be very tricky. Oh, okay. Well, Audra, can't you get recertified? Or is it because you've been out of work for a while, you lost that certification, and then you'd have to take, like, what, another course to get recertified again? Either way, that stinks. Wow. Well, but it'd be worth it to get it, right? Because then at least you know you would have that option to get hired back on at the hospital. Unless you're not worried about getting hired back on at the hospital. Ouch. Oh, dear. I'm sorry, Audra. It's rough out there, beautiful. So what, you have to, like, work at the rehab place and then probably have to save some money for a little while in order to get the recertification again. It just stinks, beautiful. I hate that for you. It's rough out there. It's like I was telling people yesterday. I mean, it's been tight for me too these past couple months. It's been more than tight, I should say. But um, I have watched this YouTube video the other day, and it was like showing people in like places like California, Colorado, um, Idaho was another one. They have mentioned, but obviously it's going on around the country. So many people are getting pushed out of, either their homes or their apartments because they can't afford them anymore because of the cost of everything. And so their last ditch hope is like living either in their car or in like an RV or something like that. So they were talking about they were putting in some laws where even now you can't like park like a RV, a van that you've converted into like an RV type. They're limiting the amount of time you can park in one place or even where. So people are like, now what do we do? Because a lot of the RVs, they were saying they were like probably old, rundown, may not have been well maintained, but people don't have any money to either replace the RV or that, bus or van that they've converted into like a living RV. They don't have the means to do any of that. So they're even saying like you can't even like park in like a public area. So right now they had showed there was a piece of footage they were showing like in California where they're now starting to park in like industrial parks. And you see all these cars, RVs, those type trucks parked both sides of the road in an industrial park. It's like, wow. You waited too long. Yeah, that's the only bad thing, girlfriend. Once you've enjoyed it for a little while, it's hard to go back to a regular job. I understand. Well, beautiful. Like, could your family not help you? Give you the money so you can get your recertification? Or you don't want to ask them? But that's what happens with people once they quit a job or they get laid off. It's like, oh, well, I've already busted my butt off for a while. Okay, I'll take a long vacation. It ends up being several months, and then until they're forced to go back to work, they allow all the money to run out. But Audra, doing your type of job, girlfriend, I don't blame you. Really, I don't. Hello, Lionling. Don't do you still have your horses though, Audra? I thought you had to give those up too, beautiful. Because I thought money was getting tight. I know you haven't mentioned that before, but I thought you had already given up your horses. Oh, wow. I'm sorry, beautiful. That's rough. Unemployed for 2 years? Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Lionling. The couch potato's been out for 7 years, going on 8. But just don't have any desire to get a job, period, obviously. For the same reasons and others. He doesn't make it easy on me at all. He expects me to figure it all out. Oh, tell me about it, Audra. And, he keeps thinking there's certain things he can do to make things right. Nope. That boat has sailed. And even the one thing he probably could do, he still won't do it. So, nope. That boat sailed. It's like I told y'all, that's why I had to sell my house. My old house. He forced my hand in that. And then he fought me for over 6 months about it too. But of course, that was even before he almost died and went into renal failure. So, tell me about it. I can't deal with someone who has no ambition. Just can't do it. So, oh, Audra, I'm the same way. I mean, of course, I sleep, during the day. But, you all see me up here at night working and such. Most time, he's sitting on the couch, watching TV, or playing around on the internet. That's all he does. And if he leaves the house, it's only because he has to run up to either the pharmacy to pick up medications or to like Walmart to get groceries, and that's it. He don't do anything else. So yes, that's all we are, Tim. That's the way it's been for years. Not just months, years. That's exactly it. Just a zombie. Alright. It's like I told y'all. I don't even talk to the guy. I pretty much ignore him. I have nothing to say to him. And that might sound mean, but I have nothing to say to him. I'm talked out. I've already said everything I needed to say. That ship has sailed. And he doesn't want to do anything to help himself or help me. Fine. I don't have to stay in it, so. NPC. Let's NPC, Audra. I don't know what that is, beautiful. And it's like I had to remind him to reach out to the builder about the things around the house that need to be fixed. Nope, he didn't keep track of the time frame. I had to do all that. And then he didn't even want to type up the email when I asked him to. It's like, I'm trying to work here. Can you at least type up the email and send it to the realtor that isn't, the realtor for the builder? Yeah, I got nothing but this with all that too. But anyhow, so I get it, Audra. I get enjoying that freedom and that time. Being, out there in the world for a little while, not having to answer to anyone at a job or anything, but ugh. The difference between you and him is you're willing to go back to work. He's not. So, what else do y'all got planned for the day? Here the sun's coming up now, and it's hot in here. Holy cow. Hold on. Just wipe some of the lipstick off my face, too. I need to go check the thermostat, because it's freaking hot. I even got sweat on my nose. Yep, it was 72 degrees in my house. Like a non-player character in a game. Yeah, I guess that's what you can call him. I just call him a potato. That's what I call it. So, that's why I sweat. Remember I told y'all, if it gets above 70 degrees, I start sweating. And I start sweating on my nose. Yep, that's what happened. 72. My body always knows. It's crazy. So, like I even asked him if he could at least like reach out to the parent to find out about the cats. Does he do that? Nope. Can't even get him to do that. You have a box fan. Yeah, beautiful. That wouldn't work for me. Especially you're down here in Florida. Holy cow. That'd be worse than me being up here in Georgia to me. I can't. I get too hot. I mean, I would end up having a heat stroke, Audra. I would end up in the hospital. I can't do it. The last time when, I'll give you an example. When I was about 18, And I went home to California because I was dating a guy long distance, and it was very serious. Um, First time I met him, I had never been to his house. We just got together. He would come and pick me up at my friend's house, and we'd go out somewhere. Well, whether we went to an amusement park or wherever we went to, right? Well, when I flew out the second time, I decided to stay at his house. I didn't know, and this is when I didn't know that people had window units. Um, and I slept in his bedroom with him, obviously. The window unit was in the living room, and it was in the middle of summer. It was like right in the end of June, almost going into July. You talk about hot. I couldn't even think straight. And this is when my mama was still alive. My mama called check on me, and I told my mom, I said, Mom, I said, I'm so hot. I said, I feel dizzy. I feel lightheaded. Like I can't think. And she knew I was, what was happening to me. She was like, you need to call him right now. He needs to come home and get you out of that house now. So my mama was upset. I'm like, all right, mama. He was at work. I mean, but he ended up having to leave work, come back and get me, to get me into somewhere where it was cool, where there was like central air, because I pretty much ended up in the hospital. No, honey, I would. I absolutely would suffocate in your house. That too, Audra. Do you know how many times during the summer I keep saying I'm going to cut my hair off because of the heat, the humidity? I can't tell you how many times I threaten I'm going to do that. So, can't do it. And I can tell you this much. If I did end up living in a house that had only like a window unit and it didn't have central air, oh, you can kiss this hair goodbye. I wouldn't have it. I would not be able to keep it. So, you're right. It is like a blanket to me because even like now I could tell it's cooling off. So I'm starting to get chilly. So I notice I'll do this with my hair to try and cover up my arms. Trying to keep me warm, and it helps. So you're right. You're gonna cut yours above your shoulders next week. Why? Because it's getting too hot for you too. Hi, Fred. I get it. I get it. I understand it. Yeah, it is like a personal blanket. The only time I don't feel good is after I get out of the shower and it's still wet. Hate that. So I gotta wait for it to dry. But sometimes once, it's mostly dry, it just might be a little bit, it might be a little damp, then it makes me cold, touching my arms. So it's like, so. But it does help. It does help keep me more warm in the winter. So I guess that's probably why I can get away with wearing short sleeve tops and stuff. A gift and a curse. Yeah, it's a little bit of both. Don't get me wrong, I love my long hair. But I gotta tell y'all, like I said, if I lived in a state where it was that hot and I had no central air, it'd be gone. Be gone like a New York unit. You see you bye. Because I couldn't keep it. Plus, I wouldn't be able to, like, get my body to cool off, even getting out of the shower. And that would be even worse. It looks good on me. Don't ever cut it. Yeah, Tim, but do you realize, baby, when I get older and my hair starts to gray, so think of me dyeing my hair. Do you know how much it would cost? And I only know roughly what it would have cost me maybe 20 years ago. My hairdresser told me it would be every bit over $200 every time I had to dye it to cover up my grays or whites if I had to do that. Like I said, I don't have any gray or white hair now, but he was saying if back then. That was close to 20 years ago. I could only imagine what that would cost today to have to dye my hair. Oh, heck no. Nope. I can save that money. So I understand why more women would cut it if they're forced to have to diet, because it's a lot cheaper to maintain. Well, that's true, Audra, but then the diet doesn't last nearly as long either. Let it go, embrace it. I mean, I'm not saying I couldn't. I just don't want to, baby. You know, I would still want to look like me, like the way I look now. But my family told me, of course, I'm half white though, so that might come back and bite me. My Asian side of the family had told me the women in the family normally don't start going gray until like their mid 50s, early mid 50s. Okay, so that means I got maybe another decade if I'm lucky. It's like, oh, please, God. Then I'm going to have to think, reconsider it. Don't talk about it. No, baby. I'm not trying to rush it. Fingers crossed. Yeah, I'm keeping my fingers crossed I have those genes. That'll help keep my hair like this for even longer, we'll just say. That's what I'm hoping for. Oh, you went premature gray, Audra? Wow. I've heard that about a lot of people, that happens to. I see, I couldn't dye it like that. My hair would have been gone then. It would have been see you bye. So, my fingers crossed that I can go get into my 60s and not have to worry about it. My wishful thinking. So, but my mama, I'm thinking I do got more of my Asian genes in that way, because I do recall my mama started going gray before she hit 40. And she had a lot of gray hairs too. In fact, I remember her one day. I was just looking at her and she was over there playing with her hair. I'm like, Mama, what are you doing? She's like, you see all these gray hairs? This has your name on it. And I cracked up laughing. I'm like, yeah, you're probably right. My poor mama. So I did. I would sit there and help dye her hair. So it helped make her feel, you know, somewhat youthful at least. Help. But yeah. So I think I did get my Asian genes. Keep my fingers crossed. For another decade or longer, I don't have to worry about it. So if you dyed it every week, Audra, like getting the at-home dye, like how much dye would you have to get? Because isn't like that dye that you buy at the store, isn't it like 20, 30 bucks? So that's 20, 30 bucks a week, maybe. Oh, okay. 12 bucks. Huh. Yeah. You just do the roots. Okay. Well, maybe when it costs nearly as much once you dye it all to have to keep up with the roots. That black dye doesn't leave, really? What brand did you use, Audra, if you don't mind me asking? Because I don't even know what brand dye out there would be any good. If ever I had to. I don't, thankfully now, and I don't want to. But just so I know, for future reference, I'll probably forget though. It just seems like a lot, you know, to maintain, to I don't know. Use shoe polish. L'Oreal. Okay. I have to keep that in mind for the future. I'm not wishing for it to happen anytime soon. No, thank you. But at least I know. Shoe polish. That'd be funny. I heard people said they have to use like what is that? Oh crap. I thought of it just yesterday. Um Vaseline. Someone said they use Vaseline. Like they said that like they do it like around um their face, and I guess it helps to keep the dye off your face or something. I don't know. When you sweat, it drips out. Oh my gosh, Tim. You made me think of someone out there who was using like that spray dye. And it's like every single time he sweat, you could see like the color of sweat dripping down his face. And it was so freaking funny. I was like, what? Oh my gosh. I mean, yeah, when you look at people who reach a certain age, okay, it should be a give me. They dye their hair, but you can tell I don't look at people that way. If they got dark hair or, colored hair, okay. I don't think if they dye it or not. You got gray hair, okay. But it was funny though. And I'm sure y'all know who I'm talking about too if you watched any of that. It was hilarious. I was like, oh wow. So I couldn't I don't know if I would just have the patience sit there and let someone dye my hair either. I don't know. Because, I mean, how long do you have to leave it in for? Because I don't even know that. When you dye your hair, you got to sit there for what? An hour? I have no clue. Um, I've never watched anyone do it at home. No. Wait, my stepdaughter did do that once. I think I saw her do it once, though. The other times, I think she went over to her mom's house or her friend's house, and they did it. I think I saw her sit for about an hour, 45 minutes. Yeah, I don't know if I could sit for 45 minutes, but I guess by that point I wouldn't have a choice, now would I? Um, and then I've seen people use some crazy wild colors when people dye their hair, and I'm just kind of looking at them. It's like, yeah, that's like a little too orange. Like it looks like a reddish orange color, or um, I even saw one, they actually went through and dyed their hair like a not a lime green, but it was green. And it's like, what? Why would you do that? Like, no. And then I had to make fun of somebody who did dye their hair more like it was like a reddish orange color. It was so funny because the couch potato even said they look like Bozo the Clown. And this was a woman, okay? And I busted out laughing. I was like, oh my gosh. You know, I would never say that. And would I have thought of it? Maybe. I don't know. I just, it was funny. It made sense. That color, yeah. And, because that person wore a lot of face makeup. When I say they wear a lot of face makeup, they caked it on. Oh my gosh. That's like, no, can't do it. Can't do it. You see, and I couldn't wear makeup on my face either because I still didn't wipe it off. I'd either sweat it off or I'd wipe it off because I touched my face too much. I know you told me you did do it purple, but see, purple's different. I could see purple. Hey, Audra, I have to come visit you then, girlfriend. I'll wait till winter though. If I ever get that wild hair up my behind, Maybe I'll come visit you and let you, like, put purple in my hair. If ever down the road I get that bald hair. Oh, wow. There's just some colors that don't look good on people. And it's like, why? Like, why? Like, who told you that would look right? Like, who told you that would look good on you? They lied to you. Even I could not do that to you. It's like, what? No. Yeah, I guess so. It'd be hard for people to take you seriously. So that I do get. They think they would take you more of like a punk rocker than, huh, Audra? Especially working in the medical field. But I think having like highlights of purple would be cool. But I won't do that to my hair. Not until it starts going like salt and pepper, whatever. I won't ever do that. I like my natural virgin hair. I didn't even say that right. Virgin hair. But I gotta tell y'all, even washing my hair, that shampoo and conditioner is not cheap. Not cheap at all. And I fill up my hand of shampoo and conditioner. And I know I knew a friend that used to use some kind of spray and conditioner. And I tried using that. It's like, yeah, that doesn't work on me, honey. I don't know who it was by, but it did not work. And then I never bought like the shampoos or anything from like the hair salons, you know, the real expensive stuff that they swear is supposed to be really good. I tried one time, and I think I tried it for like 2 or 3 months. No, not on my hair. My hair didn't like it. I'm better off using the store-bought than at the salon. It's like, and I even said to my hairdresser, I'm like, this is more expensive than what I'd buy at the grocery store. But it's like, it's not doing my hair any justice. I mean, let's be honest here. And he agreed with me. He's like, yeah. He was like, for whatever reason, your hair does better with what you buy at the grocery store. So he's like, I would stay with that. Okay, thank you. That's all I need to hear, because it makes no sense spending 30, 40 bucks for a bottle of shampoo and a bottle of conditioner. Oh, wow. That sucks, Audra. So what, does your hair kind of almost look fried then because of all the dyeing to it? And now you're getting ready to cut it again. I wouldn't be able to watch it. I'd cry for you, sweetheart. Did you know I did cut my hair? It was to, let's see, I think it was about right here. I cut it up to here, and it was pretty much longer than what it is now. And this was about a decade ago. And the only reason why I cut is because that's when I was suffering from sinus migraines. And when I say I was suffering, when I say I suffered, I could not be in like a room like this with all the lights. It automatically triggered a migraine, but even the sounds, it was both. I was getting hit from both angles, and I even tried taking medication for it, but the prescription medication my doctor gave me, they only give you 9 pills a month. Well, 9 pills ain't gonna help you if you're only taking one a day and you're getting a migraine every freaking day. And I was. Nope. So, um, back then I didn't know quite yet what was causing my migraines. So I went to an ENT surgeon. Then he showed me. It's like, oh, because my sinuses were all clogged. The pockets were clogged, so he had to go in and do surgery. He had to do sinuplasty to clear them out, plus fix my deviated septum I didn't know I had either. So he thinks that was contributing to the migraines, and that's when they removed my tonsils and my adenoids, and I felt so much better. I stopped suffering with migraines. Like a few months after I had recovered from my surgery, I wasn't getting migraines nearly as much. I hardly ever get them now. Thank God. Knock on wood. So it was crazy. So I had to cut my hair off for that. Hi, Joe. Hi, Mark. Yeah, I just don't look good with my hair short, truthfully. I don't like it short. It has to be at least past my shoulders. Actually, a little more than past my shoulders. I like it. Probably the shortest length I really prefer it would be like halfway down my back, like where my bra strap line is. That's about the shortest I would ever be okay with it. Going shorter than that, I wouldn't like it. So, I've always liked my hair long. My mama, though, when I was young, yeah, please send me a picture, Audra. When I was young, like kindergarten, first grade, I think, this is after my parents had divorced, and my dad got custody of us kids. And so my dad wasn't, taking care of my hair, even though it was down to my waist. He wasn't combing it for me. And nobody had taught me how to comb my hair, how to take care of it, and this and that. So I didn't even realize this. I would go to school and I'd end up eventually having like a big rat's nest in my hair. And by the time my mama got to me on the weekends, she would have to sit there for hours on end, spraying that detangler in my hair, trying to get all the knots out and stuff. And she got tired of doing that. She realized my father wasn't going to help me or teach me how to take care of it. And I guess she wasn't going to teach me either. So my mama finally took me to the hairdresser one day and told them to cut my hair. And they cut it to my shoulders. My family was pissed. They were so pissed at my mama because she didn't ask none of them if she could do it. She just went ahead and decided she was doing it herself. So my mama didn't hear the end of it. But then they finally, started showing me, okay, what I was supposed to do, how to comb it, how to brush it, and this and that. Okay. And I started growing it back out after that. She would braid my hair, Audra, actually. My mom had liked the, she liked doing like the, one-sided, pixie tail, where she would, put it up, like, just on one side, though, and she would braid that. But she couldn't send me home that way, because that wouldn't last me through the week, because my mama only got me on the weekends. My father had custody of me. So out of the week, my father had me for 5 days. My mama had me for 2 days. So that's why. So by the time she'd get me after 5 days, yeah, it was all knotted. So I didn't blame her for doing it. But yeah, my family, my agents, I was not happy with her. And I don't think I still quite fully understood, what I was supposed to do with it either. But that's what happens. So once I got older and I started learning how to really appreciate and take care of my hair, I didn't have to worry about it again. And I just let it grow. Until like 10 years ago when I ended up getting those migraines. And that's when I cut it to about right here, right below my shoulders. It's about where I had it at. Between, Yeah, probably even right below my bicep muscles, roughly. But it grew back like in about, I say, a year and a half. From that length, I had already had it pretty much down to right below my waist. So it didn't take that long for it to grow back. I actually still have the hair that was cut off. I had called, what do they call that? Locks of Love, but I heard they don't take real hair anymore. And I'm not sure why. But they won't take it from people. So I don't know if something happened, of why they're not, taking people's hair anymore, but that's what I was told. I don't know if they're just getting away from real human hair now, or maybe because it's costing way too much. Oh yeah, so you got taught early and young. I never did cheerleading. I didn't even know what cheerleading was until I moved here from California. My parents kept me busy at the bowling alley. So, and I really don't have to keep my hair pulled back. At least I don't ever remember putting my hair back in a ponytail bowling. Oh, is that what it is? Really? Well, that stinks. Because I know a lot of people, especially, cancer patients, they look forward to getting a wig. Um, so how are they supplying the wigs to, like, cancer patients now? I know for the longest time, though, they weren't taking dyed hair. That's what I heard. So if you dyed your hair, they didn't want the dyed hair. They wanted, like, my hair, because my hair was virgin. So I don't know if that's what played a role in it. But then now, I heard a rumor, I don't know if it's true. I heard that now they will accept dyed hair. Okay. Well, that would make sense too. Because did I tell you, I found that one website where you can go on there and sell your hair. It's like an auction where people go through and bid on your hair. It's like, what? And I can't even tell you how I came across it. I was researching something, but I couldn't tell you what I was researching it. And I just randomly came across it. I'm like, are you serious? I didn't even know they had that out there, but it's like, okay, that does make sense. They don't. Because I used to get women. I would get random women, strangers, out in public. And, every now and then when I'm out in public still, they'll come up to me. Most time it's, black women will come up to me. The first question is my hair real? And I just kind of look at them and it's like, I don't quite understand why you would think it's not real. Like, but back then, years ago, I was so naive. Like, I didn't know they took weave and sewed it into their real hair, or even like other women get the extensions. I didn't know that. I never, had to worry about any of that because having my hair. So once they find out that my hair is real, they always ask questions. Have you ever cut it? Yeah. Um, have you ever sold your hair? Huh? And what they're wanting to know. And I kind of had to, after a couple times experiencing this, I'd have to say, okay, let me guess. You want to buy my hair from me. You want to know if I'd be willing to sell you my hair. That's what this is coming down to for all these questions, right? Yeah. Nope. I'm not interested in selling my hair, but thank you. Thank you for appreciating my hair, knowing, I do take very good care of it. So no, I'm not interested. Well, if you ever change your mind, I want to be the first one to buy it from you. Yep, that's not going to happen. Really? Wow, that's crazy. So yeah, I guess I would have to go on like one of those auctions and sell my hair, see what I could get for it. My hairdresser told me I could get thousands for my hair. If I was really serious, he told me you could get thousands for your hair. Oh, see, Audra, they wouldn't be able to get me to come to their house. It would have to be done like my hairdresser will cut it. It would have to be that. But these are women that I know were using it. Cause I would ask them, what are you doing? What do you plan on doing? They were going to take my hair and take it to the person who does their hair and have it sewn into their head. That's what they were doing with it. That was their plan. It's like, well, I don't think I would appreciate seeing my hair on someone else's head. Just, yeah, I don't think so. But yeah, I thought about that too, Audra. It's like, if I was ever serious and ever really considered doing something like that, like, I wouldn't be going to their house. You'd have to come up to my hairdresser. And my hairdresser even told me, he was like, well, you would also have to cut it at the very tip of the ponytail too. So it would be like back here and where, the top of the ponytail is, where the rubber band would be holding it all together. He said that's where you'd have to cut it at. It's like, yeah, I don't think so. Nope. Yeah. What do you mean you do it for horses' tails too, Audra? Now I'm getting cold. Do y'all cut like the hair off the horses and then what? Add it into their tail or something? Or is it you do it like on the side? Like the hair they have on like their head and down their neck? Or are you talking about y'all sell the horse's hair for people to use as weave or wigs or something? Hold on. Oh, I gotta turn this AC down real quick, y'all. It got a little too cold for me now. I dropped it down too much just because I needed to cool off real quick. give Toby his food. He was right there meowing at me. That spoiled cat. Oh gosh. Okay. Okay, so okay, well that's cool. Well, that's neat, Audra. I mean, well, that's why I used to hear from people. Um, People would always recommend that one shampoo for that, I guess that's for like horses' hair. And they always talked about how that would make your hair grow faster and then make it more healthy and shinier and that. I've never used it, but I've heard a lot of people say a lot about that too. So I don't know. Um, but I can't remember what it's called either. It was years ago when I got told that. Welcome back, Tim. So it's always interesting though, because I do get a lot of questions about my hair. Um, People, naturally ask, is it real, which I just think that's classless to go around asking people if your hair is real. Um, and it's like, I don't know if people just don't think, I try and give people a pass when they ask me that, but, so I just got to be sarcastic with them a lot of times. I've even had it happen on here where people come on here. Is your hair real? Let's see. Yeah, it's real. Like, I don't know what y'all think. Like, what? Um, I don't, as many times I get asked the question about my ethnicity, people think I'm one thing, which is wrong, but we'll just go with that, though. You would think most of them got hair like mine, right? So that just seems like a stupid question to me. Um, but I don't know. It's obvious to you my hair is real. Well, thank God it's obvious to you, baby, because to a lot of people, and this is people in public too, is your hair real? What? No, it's fake. Yeah, I just snap it right in like y'all do. Yes, it's real. They really are, Tim. I gotta tell you. I used to experience it a lot out in public. Different women. Is your hair real? No, it's fake. So, or the people that like to even come on here and think they're gonna mess with me and talk about, you need to fix your wig. It's like, really? You're an idiot. Because if I was wearing a wig, you wouldn't see my hairline, you dummy. It's like, y'all don't think. And that's what I use, Audra, is Pantene. It's called Mane and Tail. And I've heard it's expensive. Like I said, I've never tried it, so I don't know. But people often would ask me if that's what I use. Like, no. So I get asked, well, what kind of shampoo you use? Pantene. It works great for me. And I love it, and it smells good, so that's what I use. So, I do. Some people make me laugh that way. You have natural long hair too, like mine, and you get asked same questions. Isn't it funny how people act that way? I don't understand why. I don't know. I guess our hair is too pretty to be real. I'm not sure. Yes, Tim. Pantene Pro V. Oh, really? Wow, Audra. That's crazy, honey. Yeah, I use it just because mine does. Like, it just works good on my hair. So it's the only thing I use. Um, Someone had recommended another shampoo, but I just kind of looked at them. It's like, no. Why change something when one thing works? I have no business wanting to change it. I know Pantene Pro V is good for my hair, so that's what I stick to. But yeah, it's always interesting with some people. They don't use their head. Um, or let's see, what's another common question I would get asked? Oh, another common question I get asked about my hair is, how long does it take you to straighten your hair? What would make you think I straighten my hair? And because they think I'm Filipino, it's like, yeah, no, I don't have to do that either. What, your hair's straight? Yeah, and bone straight at that. It won't hold a curl for nothing. And it's like, so I'd ask him, it's like, what would make you think I'd have to straighten my hair? Because let me tell you something. If I had to stand in the mirror and straighten my hair, it wouldn't be this long either. I don't have the time nor the patience. And that's when I'd find out, well, I thought you were Filipino. Well, don't you look silly now. Just assuming you know what I am. Which, nope, I'm not. But okay, try again. Um, and so when they'd find out I wasn't Filipino, then the next question would be, okay, well, are you Hispanic? Nope. Then Native American? Nope. You want to try one more time? And they would never even guess about like my Hawaiian heritage. And that would never ever come out of their mouth. And naturally, they could never guess that I'm half white. Naturally, I get why they don't see my Caucasian side, but they'll never get the Hawaiian or the Japanese side. So I always find it funny. Oh my goodness. You know exactly what I'm talking about then. They do. They come up with all kinds of questions for us. Just laugh. But what's funny is here in Georgia, I mean, there's only been a few times. Well, no, I can't even say that. If people do try and guess, they'll normally say Filipino. Um, but most time people will just ask me, "Where are you from?" Um, California. They're like, okay, where's your grandparents from? And so I play this game with them. Um, let's see, my grandma was born in California, and my grandfather was born in Hawaii. Okay, where's their parents from? And I just look at them as like, I'm not gonna play this game with you. Obviously, you ought to know what my ethnicity is because you obviously think that, I must not have been born here, but does it sound like I have any kind of foreign accent to you? Because I don't. I got a southern accent, but not a foreign accent. Um, and they're like, well, yeah, what did you think I was asking? I don't know. I don't assume. I can only assume based off the questions you're drilling me with. It seems like such a big deal to you to know where I'm from. Not thinking that I could possibly be born in this country. And then I would tell them, it's like, would it surprise you if I told you my mom is a dirty blonde? Would that surprise you? Would it surprise you that I have a brother that has blonde hair and blue eyes? They're like, what? Really? Yes, really. I have no reason to lie to you. And then I would say to them, I said, but where you're looking at, where I get my other features from, yeah, I'm Japanese and Hawaiian. But yeah, my grandparents were born here in the country too. So my great grandparents, now that'd be a different story. But my grandparents were born here in this country. So, and they just look like a fool at that point. And I think they realized that. It's like more and more people are being born here in this country. And I don't even speak an ounce of Japanese or Hawaiian. Um, my grandparents never taught me how to speak the language, and they were the only ones who could speak it. So they never taught my aunts or my dad or my uncles. And I don't know if it's because they wanted them just to know English in order to, live here and all that. But I just would have thought they would have taught them how to speak at least Japanese, but they didn't. So, and because I wasn't there, I never picked it up. Um, but now I often wonder if I had stayed in California and I was around my Asian side of family more, could I possibly have picked up how to speak Japanese? I would think so, but I never did because I wasn't there. But then my only sibling who did live in that house, she doesn't speak it either. So I don't know if she just didn't care to speak it or my grandparents just didn't try anymore, thinking maybe we didn't want to know. So yeah, I did. I didn't, learn any of that. I wish I knew more about that culture though, both sides of it. Well, have fun going riding, Audra. Thank you for stopping in and hanging out with me for a bit, sweetheart. Good luck with your job interview today. You too, beautiful. I'm keeping my fingers crossed for you, beautiful, that you get the job. I can't wait. I'm keeping my fingers crossed you get it. But enjoy your ride, girlfriend. One of these days I'm gonna learn, um, or not learn. I may be able to ride a horse again. I haven't been horseback riding since my late teens. So enjoy your ride, beautiful. We'll talk later. So knowing you live in Hawaii, um, like I know, man, where was I told my family lived at? Which island in Hawaii do you live on, sweetheart? Because I think I was told my family, the few people that still live in Hawaii, I think they live in Oahu. Oh, I know it's addictive to ride. I would love it. If I had access to a horse, I'd be out there riding it. I would. I grew up around horses, but most of it was race horses, though. They were quarter horses that my dad raced. That's the other place I spent a lot of my childhood at, was the horse race tracks in California on the Big Island. Do you like it there? Like, I would love, one of these days, I would love to not just come visit Hawaii, because I've never seen it. Um, but I always hear it's so ungodly expensive there to even live. Um, and naturally, I'd want to be somewhere near the ocean there. Um, but I looked one year on at airline tickets. Just curiosity, I wanted to know what it would cost to fly to Hawaii. Um, and I think, and I just picked one random place. So I think it was to fly into Waikiki from Atlanta Hartsfield. And it was $1,300 round trip for one person. I was like, oh heck no. I can't do it. That's way too much money to fly there. So I don't know what it would cost to stay there too, but that was just the plane ticket. I was like, oh no. So that's one of the reasons why I haven't been yet. But of course, I know if I lived in California, it'd probably be cheaper to fly from like Los Angeles to Hawaii than to fly from Atlanta to Hawaii. And it wasn't a straight through flight either. And that was the other crazy thing. It was, I think I had a layover, and I think the layover was at LAX. So from Atlanta to LAX, and there was like a 2-3 hour layover. And then I'd have to get on another plane and get from there to like Waikiki. And it was $1,200-$1,300 a ticket. Hello, KM. How you doing? I have heard it's expensive. It's beautiful. I want to see it one day. But that's going to be down the road for me. I just wouldn't know like what time of year would be best to come there either. I'd want to come during the off season. But I don't even remember. I want to say it was like when I think I even checked for flights. I want to say it was like I was even looking at it like later in the year, like September, October time of year. And it was still $1,200-$1,300. It's like, this is crazy. So I can only imagine what it would have been had I picked like the beginning of like spring or beginning of summer months. I can only imagine how much more expensive those would have been. (8:15). Well, I guess I should probably go crawl back in bed if I'm gonna be up with y'all tonight. Tap the phone, huh? Oh, you need a new phone? Yeah, I probably need a new phone too in the near future. I'm just fighting to get another one right now because it costs you doggone much to get them, to replace them anymore. I don't even know what any of the new phones are like. I think my phone's the iPhone, I want to say 14. That's what I want to say. I don't know if that's right. That's what I want to say. But of course, I waited like a year after it'd been out before I got it too. I wasn't in a hurry to get the most, newest phone. I'm not into stuff like that. Why is that? Why would you have to change your phone number and PIN number? Or is it because you're having to change cell phone carriers? If it's cell phone carriers, then yeah, I could understand that because every cell phone company, it seems like they have their own, like either SIM card or the way the phone's built just specifically for that cell phone carrier. To where I guess it's supposed to make it harder for you to like leave them and go to a different cell phone company without having to spend the money to trade your phone in and then, start all over. But that's crazy. That would get frustrating for me to have to do that. I've been with the same cell phone company for close to 20 years. Oh, yeah, I get a problem with the spam too, honey. You're not alone there. And then I just end up blocking them. It's like once I see it come across, And if I don't recognize the number, I don't even answer. It's like, if you're not going to leave me a number or leave me a message, you don't need me to call you back. And then I'll even get like a spam text too, but I end up blocking them all. Um, yeah, well, even in Australia, I think y'all have it set up a little differently too. But I get it. It's just not worth the money. I don't have to keep up with the Joneses like that. It's just, to me, it's just too much a waste of money and headache. So I waited. Y'all would have laughed at me. Because I used to have an Android. It was the Samsung Galaxy. Oh man. I want to say the 7. That's what I want to say it was. I used that phone until it broke. I didn't care. Everybody's like, you need to update your phone. For what? It works perfectly fine. It can still make calls. I can still receive calls. I can still send and receive texts. And I can get on the internet. Why do I need a new phone? Explain that to me. Why do I need to waste that money? No, I don't. And, and I didn't. But everybody kept pushing me. It's like, yeah, I'll wait till this phone breaks and then I'll replace it. And then it eventually did break. So, okay, I guess it's time to replace it now. I hated it though. And I think some of the cell phone companies are getting a little smarter to where it's like you have to upgrade after so many years to where it seems like the batteries will even stop charging. Like, I noticed that was one of the things that kept happening to me with that Samsung. After so long, the charger would go bad. It's like it wouldn't even keep the phone charged, or it's like you could plug it in and it might work for a week, and it would give you a full charge. And then you go to plug the phone in to charge it overnight. It would stop working. It's like, what? It was crazy. So it's like, no, y'all can keep all this fancy nonsense. I'll wait till it breaks and it's on its last leg. Thank you. I can think of other things to spend my money on. It's like even a TV. Um, I had the big box TV, like the big screen TV. I had it up until probably about 10 years ago before I finally broke down and got a new TV. I, for what? It was one of those big box projection TVs. It was a 60-inch and it lasted. And everybody's like, well, don't you want a flat screen? What do I need a flat screen TV for? No, I'm not wasting my money like that. And I did have a flat screen, but I had one of the small ones. And the only reason why I had that stupid small TV, which it was ridiculous, is because the one in my bedroom went out, which was one of the box TVs. And I went shopping to replace TV. And the couch potato was with me. And I think for a new box TV was couple $100. And then for the flat screen, I paid like $650 for this flat screen that was only a 27-inch, but it had its own DVD player built into it. And yep, I got talked into buying it. I didn't want to spend the money, but I'm like, whatever, whatever. If you just shut up, okay. Don't say I didn't buy you a new TV and a flat screen. So now you can say you got a flat screen. I don't care. A screen's a screen. It works. So, I wish I never had spent that much money for it, but the thing, does it work? No, I can't even say it lasts. It didn't. I ended up giving it away because I think the CD player or the DVD player stopped working after so long. It's like, yeah, I don't need that TV anymore either, but I don't even have a TV in my bedroom either. So I can live without a TV. Well, you're talking about buying a new TV or buying off my friends when they upgrade their TVs? I mean, that's a smart way of doing it. If any of them would sell me it, but I wouldn't buy a brand new one. I mean, I did buy that big, huge flat screen that I have now, but that was a Christmas gift for someone. To buy it for myself, I won't do it. It's just not worth the money to me. Um, I even gave away my favorite freaking bed before I bought my Tempur-Pedic. I had a water bed that I loved. Loved sleeping in that bed. And and I always thought about it. It's like, oh my gosh, this feels just like sleeping on water. But naturally, it's not the best thing for your back. But I slept in that thing up until probably about 20, it was about 2011, something like that. And I still wouldn't part with the bed though, with my water bed. So I set it up in one of the other bedrooms and I replaced, and the only reason why I even changed my bed was because the old water bed mattress had finally broke. It got a rip in it. And so it's like, yeah, I'm still not giving away the baseboard, the frame for it. I couldn't part with it. And to my surprise, because everybody's like, well, I never see water beds anymore. Like, where would you even buy one at? Believe it or not, in Georgia, there's a waterbed store that's out there near the college by UGA. And that's where I found, and I was able to get a new mattress and everything. And so I got a new mattress and everything. I think I only slept in that bed maybe twice after that. It's like, I mean, that was such a waste. But I was not ready to part with that bed yet. Couldn't do it. And I just kept thinking, it's like, you just never know. Because the regular mattresses, the box springs, they eventually give out. Um, Especially if you sleep in the same spot like I do. Like wherever I fall asleep in, that spot, that's where I stay. It's rare that I even move a muscle. So if I fall asleep on my back, I'll wake up on my back. If I fall asleep on my side, I'm gonna wake up on my side. I rarely move. Um, and I already feel like in my mattress where it's starting to, sink in a little bit. It doesn't have the same support it did before. And I think that was probably the pro about having a water bed. I never had to worry about that. It would come back up once I got up. So, but yeah, when I moved, I finally parted ways with it. I didn't want to spend the money, plus trying to figure out how I was going to drain that waterbed mattress um, to store it, and the frame itself. It was going to be too much to just put back in a storage unit until I found a new house. So I gave it away. Um, I think one of my friends had listed it on Facebook Marketplace because I didn't have a Facebook back then, so they listed it for me. And somebody's like, "Oh yeah, I'll come get it. Brand new bed." Well, I mean, not brand new, but yeah, I got rid of that bed. They took the mattress, they took the frame, everything. I miss it though. I kind of now wish I would have still kept the bed frame for it. I mean, I'm sure I could have put a regular mattress in it. It's just, where would I have put it up at in this house? Yeah, I don't have the room because it's a California king. And I think that was probably the other thing why I didn't want to part with it. Is I have a California king waterbed frame. But even my regular bed that I have, it's a California king. So I like the extra room. I can't sleep in a queen bed unless I'm going to sleep in it by myself. I might sleep in the same spot, but nope, you better give me a king size. I need some room. to fit my body pillow in there. But once I do, I sleep soundly usually. So I'm wondering if any of those people out there that because I did get that um adjustable base for my Tempur-Pedic, and but my Tempur-Pedic base and the mattress, it's every bit 10 years old, and thankfully it still works. But I'm looking at already having to replace the mattress, and I don't even like the idea of that. So I don't know if anyone could recommend a good mattress that's not Tempur-Pedic, 'cause I just don't know if I want to spend the money for one. Again, not saying it wouldn't be worth the money, I just don't have it to spend like that. Um, I know, like, my bed, the old one, and when I did get it originally, I did buy that um, fancy one where it's supposed to, like, you can heat up the mattress. That didn't last, and I sweat my behind off in it. Um, I think the one mattress I have now, it has some kind of like cooling, um, something to where it keeps the bed cool built into it. And I think that's the only thing that makes me hesitant to replace that mattress without having to go back and buy the same type of mattress that I have right now. So I don't know anything about any of those new mattresses out there from any of the regular box spring mattresses. Other than, I hear some of the things where people say like the pillow tops, or, someone told me to get one of those sleep numbers, but it's like, no, I don't want a sleep number. I heard some bad things about those too, where they stop working after so long, or um, someone had said that it kind of almost, they were trying to make it work, kind of like a Tempur-Pedic, but it just didn't for a while. I don't know if they got all the kinks worked out of it. Usually when they put a brand new product out there, it's like you need like a few years before you really find out, does it really work? Is it as good as they say? Until they upgrade it and change it. But I don't go out there and, hassle with all that. I don't care about all that fancy stuff. I just need one that keeps me cool and one that's comfortable. That almost is like sleeping on a cloud. Makes me think of that commercial they used to make. I think they used to, what was that? Was that the sleep number? They said it's like sleeping on a cloud, something like that. But I'll have to reconsider. But as far as electronics, I'm not interested in trying to upgrade every time I turn my head. Because the other thing I did get with that TV is I got a Bose, um, what do they call that? It's not a surround sound. Um, damn it, what was it? It was something else that's supposed to go with it. I'm giving China a new idea. Why you say that, honey? A new way of making a bed? I mean, well, China always comes up with all the newest inventions, it seems like, or they're stealing them from other people. Soundbar. I got a Bose soundbar with that big screen TV. It does work. It does help. I still could have lived without it, though. If China wants to come up with a new idea for what I can do with something like that, then okay. They want to design a whole new bed. Maybe I'll look into it, but I just don't care for the regular box springs. just for that reason. I can't have an extra soft mattress, but I can't sleep on a hard, firm one for long either. So it has to be somewhere in the middle. Maybe they'll come up with something. Who knows? Well, beautiful people. Oh. Looks like it's cloudy. Looks like it's gonna rain. It's 8:30 in the morning for me now. I guess I should just go crawl in bed now and get some more rest. So maybe I'll be on this time tomorrow. Who knows? I'll have to wait and see how tonight and tomorrow morning goes. But it was good hanging out with y'all, though. I told you, Tim, I'd come back. It took me a little bit longer to get back here, but I told you I'd be back. So, yeah, I'm still doing my show tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern. One of these days I'll get on right before. I'll get on earlier than that, but most times I can't ever make it. You got to do overtime? Yeah, I hear you, honey. I do too, but I just end up streaming for 18, 20 hours. It's been a while since I've done a long stream like that, but watch, I'll probably do one this weekend now that I mentioned it. So we'll see how the energy is over the weekend, but it'll really be over the next couple days. I'll be back, and maybe it'll be an extra long one. But I think I'm gonna go crawl in bed, beautiful people, so I can get some rest and I can see how tonight goes. So I'll be energized and recharged for y'all tonight. So I'm gonna wish y'all a wonderful, beautiful day. And for those of y'all who are going to bed, sweet dreams. I'm going to bed too. Look forward to seeing y'all tonight, if y'all can join me, 10 p.m. Eastern. Until then, beautiful people, take care. Bye.